Live streaming.
Good morning. Is anybody talking?
No, I
So why
said
you
you should give me some time.
okay.
I said you should give me some time that I would attend to you guys soon, please.
All right. Good morning, Victoria.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Joshua.
Okay.
You need to mute one of your devices. I don't know. Is echoing?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I'm no more hearing you actually.
What do you say?
Were you talking before?
No.
Okay. Thought you were talking. I said I was not hearing you. Oh, oh. My son, that for a bit.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay, I don't know. I've not checked really, but then I don't know if you guys have been to submit your assignments for this session.
What do you say?
I said I don't know. I've not checked, but then I don't know if any of you has been able to submit your first
I
and
know
second.
I've submitted mine. I've submitted the last three. I'm just submitting the Firebase one right now.
No.
And I think Joshua did not have access to the LMS, so he can't
Yes.
submit assignments.
Hmm? Your voice is not loud enough. Can't hear.
Yes, I don't have access to LMS, so I don't even I can't even get the
Till
assignment.
now, till now,
Yes.
I,
Yes,
I
ma.
thought we were supposed to report to Amen.
Yes. I tried to fill up. What?
You did what?
Ismail tried to follow up with her, but I've not had anything.
Oh, maybe after the class, you still reach out to her because I
Okay.
think it should be your last class. Today should be the last class before your
Oh,
Sorry, what
next.
happened? What is wrong? Hello, Joshua, what is wrong?
Hello, actually for the LMS, for my end to after registering and everything, anytime I want to log in to ask for confirmation of mail, and that a mail has been sent to me, but there's nothing in my mail, even spam, promotion, socials, nothing.
But
But
everybody
everybody
is on mail
is
now.
on mail now. But I informed you on Slack, and it said to be rectified and all.
Yes, but it's
Yes, but it,
um, of
and it
course
doesn't.
um, that- that- who else is having the same issue? Hello,
Hello.
Hello, can I hear you?
I said who else is having the same issue with?
This is
I'm the
I'm
only
Victoria.
one.
available.
Eh?
Seems it's
Having the
just
same.
I think it's just I Victoria and Joshua.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll get to I'll get back to you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So basically today, we'll be going on introductory lesson on Angular. Yeah, so just like the basics of Angular. Okay. So basically, Angular is a JavaScript framework. Yeah. In the last class I had with you guys, that was on app.js. I don't know if you can remember, but then I tried differentiating between Angular, sorry, between framework and library. I don't know if anyone can remember what I said. Please, I will need responses. If you do remember, can you kindly explain what I said? Differentiating
Okay,
between
for the
framework and library.
okay, you said for app.js, like the library, we'll just go there, copy what we want, and then add our own code. Like from the beginning, let's say um there's some syntax that we can copy from the
Sorry,
library. Hope you can hear me.
Sarah, sorry.
Okay.
Victoria and Joshua, please send your email address again.
Should we send it to the group here or
Yeah,
on Slack?
no, 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 send
All right.
now, please.
We send it to this chat.
Yes, yes.
So today I will say something.
Okay, I said for the library, we'll just copy the syntax we need, maybe from the beginning towards the end and all. But for the framework, it's like something that has been built already. Then we just customize it to what we want and all. I feel that is what you explained.
Um, I don't think you said anything different. Like from what you explained for library and and framework. Okay, so basically what I said about library and framework is I said library are basically used for styling the UI of our application, while frameworks are used for building applications from scratch. Yeah, I remember I mentioned that frameworks are used for building applications from scratch because with frameworks you can build a responsive web application, a responsive mobile application, but then you don't build from scratch with the library. Library basically are used for styling the UI, that is like the user interface of our applications. You can't build from scratch with library, just like the AutoDS that we treated last time. It was basically used to style our already built project, which was our CV. Just like we saw, I was able to like navigate between pages, add buttons, colors, and all of that. That's like the styling. But then if you're talking about framework, talking about Angular, React, and the rest of them, you actually build from scratch. You can build a functional and a responsive web application with that. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, we understand you. Yeah.
Okay, so like I said earlier, Angular is an application design framework for building um efficient and sophisticated single page applications. Still, it all still boils down to single page applications. And okay, how Angular works is that first of all, you have to get Angular running on your system. You will have to install it using npm. First of all, you have to install Angular using npm, and then make sure it's called the version corresponds with particular npm version you have on your system. And I think that's all you need for it. Then you start building applications with it. I would I'll share my screen soon, so I'll show you guys what it is like. But I don't think anything I'll be doing here will be new, because we have access to the curriculum, so by now I should have actually gone through the documentations that are here. I mean, does anyone not have access to the curriculum? Please though, I asked
We
a question.
we have access to it. But don't worry.
We have access.
Okay. Okay, and then one thing I forgot to mention is that Angular is built on TypeScript. That's why I said it's just like an introductory class. You really don't have to do much here. But then when you cross over to the next class, which is the advanced class, that is when Angular will be taken in details. Because I feel like before you even move on to Angular, you should have got yourself familiar with TypeScript, because you really can't code in Angular with just ordinary JavaScript to keep throwing errors unless you include types, which makes it TypeScript. So, but then in the advanced class, the way it's been structured, like there are classes on TypeScript first before Angular. So this particular class is just like introduce you guys to what Angular is, and then do a little project with it. But then when you cross out to the advanced class, there'll be an in-depth study on TypeScript and then Angular, so it will be easier for you to understand. Okay, so let me share my screen and show you guys something. So okay, so basically everything you'll be doing on Angular, you'll be working on the Angular CLI. That's the command line interface. Like that's you tend to create a new project, push to GitHub, and the rest of it using the command line interface. Come here, I'm trying to check the version of Angular. I told you guys now, if you want to be sure that a particular software or tool is installed on your system, just you can do that by checking the version. What am I getting? Okay. Okay, so basically, the Angular version that is here now is version 14.0.03, working with Node version 16.15.1. So how do you install it? Just check for you. Okay, so you have access to this documentation now, right? So this is the way to you can install the Angular CLI to create projects, generate app and library code. Okay, yeah, I also forgot to mention Angular um is a bundle of different libraries. You know, I said earlier that you use you can build from scratch using frameworks and then libraries and many like um they help with styling. Yeah, so Angular has lots of libraries. So basically, I'll just say building blocks that actually helps us with different functionalities. Okay, if we are familiar with normal HTML, CSS, you know that to like okay to be able to if you are building an application that okay that you want to use to like collect information from people, you would have to like um use like a form structure, like a form whereby they would input their names, their phone number, address, age, and the rest of it. But then working with Angular, like you really don't have to like write all those HTML tags for forms and the rest of it. Like there's a form as in library from the Angular setup that you can actually import into your Angular environment. And you really, I don't know if you guys understand, but I'll just let me create a project and show you guys what it is like.
Oh, omo, omo,
So if you
omo.
want to create a new project using Angular, you just do ng start stand for Angular. So ng new name of the project, um name of the project. You can name it anything. You can name it I don't use my app. I use my app too much. Um be my project. So would you like to add Angular routing? You could just say Yes, like routing is a feature in Angular that enables you to navigate between pages. It's a single page application now, right? So but then rerouting, just like the app.js, what app.js did for us in our CV app, where we're able to like navigate through different segments of our CV. Yeah, that's what Angular routing does. So we could just say yes. So what kind of style sheets format you like to use? You could select CSS, you could select SCSS, SAS and less depending on the um style sheet format you are familiar with. So the cursor is on CSS. I'm familiar with CSS, so I'll just enter.
Not about and not to use and so yes, this will activate and the child identity add and manage essentials
Sorry, takes little time. Packages.
no problem. Stand
But it might be like that on your system. I don't know. It might load faster. Probably.
Sarah, I have a question.
All right.
Yeah, I was trying to sign my app yesterday.
Okay.
So I don't know. For posting it on Google Store, you have to pay money, right? Or is there something like a free subscription you can do? You have to actually.
Is that what?
Is it free to post on Go on Play Store, or
No, no,
you
no, no,
have
no,
to
no.
pay?
Once
Because
you sign the app and you get the
yeah,
yeah
I'm
you
having the signed app.
you you do what?
I have the signed app already. I have the signed
Yeah,
app already.
you to upload it you have to like pay.
Oh, so that means I don't need to
But there's this
upload it.
this is not a serious app now. You don't need to upload.
Yeah,
Like I
but
never
I'm just
uploaded my
asking you.
own. I just got to the
Okay,
stage whereby I signed it and that's all. Because it's not a serious
okay,
app now, so
okay.
yeah, that's
I
all.
think I've done that. Done that. Okay, I just wanted to confirm. Maybe it's like maybe we have to. And I don't think you guys do check the assignments, right?
Eh?
I don't think you check the assignments.
Yeah, I said I've not like I've not checked my that's the first and second quarter session, the AWS and this
Oh,
and there. Not that I said at the beginning, I said I've not checked it, but
oh,
I only asked if you guys have been able to submit it.
okay, all right. I just
Yeah,
wanted
but
to know.
I
Maybe
will
I'll.
check mine.
Okay, no problem.
I really don't know why this is taking time, but maybe I'll just try to
Maybe on
open.
that one.
Maybe I'll just try to open it typical Angular project.
As you can see, I'm just beginning.
Oh, yeah, selected Angular project.
Yes, you're going to target 90 points. And the triangle and the 30. In person.
Okay. Let me initialize it. Okay, so as is already done, I'll just open that one instead. I'm gonna let me just explain this. Okay. Um the project we created, that is my project, has been installed and everything. So this is it basically. That is my project. So this is the Angular project we created here. But then I think it's better I just explain with this particular Angular project that I've worked on already. Okay, so like I explained, I said Angular has lots of libraries or better still building blocks that are integrated in it that you could just work with depending on what you're trying to do. Okay. Okay, so this is also a CV app I built with Angular. So the thing about Angular is Angular also works by components. If you can see here in my source folder, this is my source folder here. I have um the app folder, and then under this app folder are different components. Someone talking.
No, no, nobody's talking.
Okay. Okay, so under the app folder, I have different components. That is like different divisions. Like that. That's how Angular like works. If you actually um like how would I explain it? Like if you are trying to like it's a single page app now, right? Yes. So but then if you are trying to like work on a particular section, okay, just like in HTML we have div. Yeah, this div. So basically in a typical HTML context, div are mainly used for like um dividing this like sections of the page into different parts. Yeah, we have div, the section, and the rest of them. Yeah, so that's how component works somehow in Angular. Like there is to like divide different aspects of what we're working on. Like now, if you are working on maybe a typical dashboard, like an admin dashboard, you will have like a sidebar, you have main content, you have the header, you have the footer, and just for the hand. So you can actually use components in Angular to differentiate these sections. A particular component might be about the sidebar. Particular component might be about the main content, and that component for the footer and the header respectively. So just like I have here, I have different components. I have a particular component showing my about session, like about session. I have particular component showing my awards. And then for each of these components, we have the HTML file for it, we have the CSS file for it, and we have the TypeScript file. That's why I said for you to be able to work with Angular, you must be familiar with TypeScript. So for this about components now, I have this is the HTML file, just like a normal HTML, like normal HTML. uh And then this is the okay, no, this is the TypeScript file. Yeah, this is what the TypeScript file looks like. And then this is the CSS file for okay, for this particular project I don't have the CSS file because I think I used Bootstrap. That's why there's no CSS there. So then you have my I have my award section, I have my my education component. Sorry.
Sorry, please, can I ask, why are there two TypeScript? Like, there's two tiers. I don't know. One in
Yeah,
red, one in
this one is this spec. I think that is spec. Yes, the spec TS. Yeah, basically you don't do anything with this one. Like where your manipulations, but that's your coding will be on the TS file. Like the main tier, that's the
okay. Okay. One more
component.ts
question. Is it
file.
like,
Yeah.
did they generate it for us, or we generate it by ourselves?
Yeah. No. Everything is generated for you. Like this
Okay. Is it
whole
like, okay,
this
okay, okay, sorry, let me ask it like this. Let's say after I've created my, am I, how do I put this question? I'm not confused. Am I creating this component education myself, then putting all these
yes,
things out,
yes. I'll
or
show you guys how you create this. You create components yourself. Like I'll show you how you
okay,
create components. Let me
okay, no problem.
open this project. I don't want to touch this one. Let me open this one that we did together. This is my project. Okay, so this is one we created. Yeah, so once you create your components, they automatically come under the um app folder. So like there's a default one here already. Like this default app component. You just the one that you see, like once you serve the app, like that's what you see. But then you can delete it if you want, but it doesn't really matter. You can just go ahead and create the components you want to work with. So I want to use the terminal in VS Code so I will see it as I'm doing. Okay, so if I want to create a particular component, um this is how to do it. Just Angular generate components, and then the name of the component, let's say CV. I hope this is going to be. Okay, so you see, if you check under the app folder, you see there's a new component, CV, the
CV.
green
Yeah.
color stuff. Yeah, so most of the times you need to work with, you can just check out the Angular documentation online, because there
Yeah.
are other building blocks of Angular apart from this component of a thing. And also has what is called services, it has directives, decorators, like all these are like terms that you need to like get familiar with. But then it's not like it's all the time you need to work with every one of them. But then this component is like a basic one that you have to always like work with. So this is how to generate a particular component for whatever you're working with.
So Angular generates component and name of
Eh?
component. I say Angular generates component and the name of the
Yeah,
component.
just Angular generates components. Yes, just Angular generates components. Yeah. So okay, so like what I was telling us about the library. Let me check if I imported anything. Okay, I was trying to check if I imported any library into any of this thing, but then I did not. Okay, if you should like, if you want to import a particular library, like it could be that you want to work with forms. Yeah, you want to work with forms, you want to work with external plugins. Yeah, one thing about Angular is that you can get all of those things within Angular. That's why I said you can build a complete project from scratch with Angular. So like most plugins that you might want to work with, like you can actually import everything from Angular, but then you indicate it in each of the TS file you are importing it into. I think most of these libraries are under these node modules coming. Yeah.
That's forms.
Yeah, so from this node modules, you see this at Angular. There's even animations you could actually import. Okay, but for this at Angular, White notion. Yeah, I tried to check for a common one. I'm quite sometimes to check out something. Minus, okay. This is library I talked about. I've not used this before though, but I know that sometimes if you want to like work with forms on Angular, you can actually just import it. I want things that once you do the importation, you should try to like indicate where, like indicate properly the location of the library. Because sometimes once you don't and you try to like um push like serve the app, like yeah, like serve the app or push it to GitHub, sometimes like you may have issues because of that singular error. So most times now, okay, so just as this one is, it's actually under is it under Angular? Yeah, so it's under Angular. At Angular, then you have forms. Yeah, so basically, if you have to like indicate where you got that from, you just like this one that we have here. Come. Okay, so this one is default. It comes with the whole installation. So you are they are the imported components like the whole component stuff I'm working with, like based on Angular's configuration, like it's like a library, but then they do the importation themselves, so it's automatic. So they imported components from at Angular slash dot slash core. Sorry. So if you are importing forms, something like this, and take notes of the capital letters stuff. So importing like a forms module. So so as you can see now, they even did it for you automatically. Like I didn't have to even include self that I'm importing forms from at Angular slash forms. So on their own, they are included. Like I don't know if you understand. Like I'm just like import a forms module, and automatically it is it's like at Angular slash forms. So like I was trying to tell you guys now that you should always make sure you include the correct path. So even before I included, like I indicated that am importing forms module from Angular slash forms on its own. It even brought it out because that is where forms module is. So why this thing is like not transparent, like a little um not clear, is because okay, so they say forms module is declared but value is never read. That's because I just imported it, but then I've not used it anywhere yet, and I'm not even going to using it itself. So that's why that is like this. But then this one is clearer because it was declared and then it's being used. So basically, you could just check around the documentation and then see other libraries you could work with if you are trying to like um build anything. Let me check the particular one. I've worked with this one, but someone calling me. Okay, animation event. Okay, so I also try to um import animation events into my project. So animation events is located under at Angular slash animations. So I'm just possibly go through the node modules and then see other types of libraries you could work with. So like I said, this class is just like an introductory section to Angular. You really would not like the project to be working with, like your assignment. I would not ask you to um build a project with different components because we weren't even taught components during our own time. So we just built like just a typical Angular project, but then now that you've like gotten an idea of what components looks like, you could still integrate it into your own project. Okay, so another thing that I'll be doing on Angular is, okay, Angular is not like the typical APK that you build for, like it's not like the typical APK that you build for like your other assignments. Now you have to like use Cordova build Android and you build an APK and submit it. But then this Angular stuff, um it's something that's like be pushed to like any primary hosting site or something. You understand? But then you guys be pushing yours to um GitHub so that you can have access to, like, you don't build an APK from it, except when it's integrated into, like, it's just a JavaScript framework now, right? So a mere JavaScript whatever, you don't build it into an APK, unless it's like integrated into um like a build functionality like Cordova. Because okay, you're working with Cordova now, you do not, like, you're able to build APK because you're working with Cordova. Hey, if you're just ordinary JavaScript, you cannot build an APK from it. So that's how it is for Angular too. You cannot build an APK of it. But then if it was integrated into like a mobile app framework like Ionic now or Cordova, so you can actually build an APK from that. So when you guys get to learn about Ionic and the rest of it, you'll be able to like build APK because you can, how do I explain it? Okay, Ionic is a framework that actually works with other frameworks as well, because it cannot work on its own. So like if you want to like use Ionic to build a mobile app, you have to either integrate any of JavaScript frameworks like React, Vue, Angular, and the rest of it. So if you integrate Angular, that means you can an APK from it. Okay, an example is um the LMS, that is Bincom LMS. So Bincom LMS mobile app was built with um Ionic Angular. So that's why it's a mobile app. But then if you just Angular alone, it will only function as a website, not a mobile app. So I don't know, I feel like I'm talking too much. But then the thing with this one is that you would have to push it to GitHub. You don't need to build any APK for it. So like I have a video I worked with, that is like the video that guided me through on how to push my Angular stuff to GitHub. So just work with the video, like it's self-explanatory, and then you might not really need any other material or documentation as long as you understand it.
So where
Okay.
do we get?
I'll share this thing. I'll show you guys now. What do you say?
Okay, no, I said where do we get the video?
Hmm?
I was asking where we'll get the video.
I said I will send it. I'll send that I'm trying to open.
Okay, then the Cordova now, can we use it with Angular or we have to use it with Ionic? I don't. The thing is getting a bit complex.
So if it's not complex, I was one that probably tried to overdo myself by talking about Ionic. So you don't need Ionic for the class. You only need to work with
Okay,
Angular.
so but Ionic is playing a role like Cordova. Instead of you can use Cordova and Angular, abi?
Yes,
Like you said.
yes. It plays the same role as Cordova. Yes.
Okay. Like it's a build tool or what do you call it?
Yes. Okay, so let's listen. Okay, this is it.
Nina speaking. How did you get this number?
Okay, so I sent the link to the video. Yeah, I had to deploy an Angular app to use stock pages. Yeah, so you can just watch
It's just 1 minute
that.
video.
Eh?
The 3 minute video.
What do you say?
It's like a 3 minutes video.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. Just follow it keenly and watch
So
what the
now,
guy
sorry,
is.
if we deploy to GitHub, what's the essence? I don't know is it going to
Like
work as an
once you deploy it, like it comes as a link now. So like if you send that link to anyone and then they open the link, they would see your project. So like
okay?
that's the link guys will be submitting for your assignment.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, I understand now.
Okay. So I think that's all I have for introduction to Angular. Okay. So like if there are any questions,
Okay, so now this Cordova, how do we integrate it with Angular?
you don't need
Or
to
the,
integrate it for this your assignment. You don't need to know. Just work on the pure Angular stuff. Like just like the one I did now. I created the project, see now engineer my project and all of that. So you're not integrating Cordova for it. No. The lesson says just Angular with an Angular project. Finish. There's nothing
okay,
like
introduction.
integrating.
But then now, because you were not around now, the app.js and the Cordova we did, the integration with the Firebase, we're going to work it as in, if how do we connect it now to this thing you have taught us?
I
Or,
understand your question.
no, we did Firebase last time. That's the database.
Uh,
uh So now with the Firebase now, it's going to become an app that we can deploy. Abi?
it's going to become what?
An app that we can put in the Play Store, Google Play Store, or something.
No, Firebase does not have anything to do with Play Store.
Okay. So how will we be able to put it to the Play Store now?
What signing the app? That's where you get connected to Play Store. Once you sign your app, you get opportunity. I thought it took you guys on signing app now, but I think that is topic after Firebase.
There was no time, but the document, we are given a document to read.
And just go through the documentation and see how to sign an app. The Firebase stuff, it's just like a backend server for push notifications, like all of that, like anything backend. That's what Firebase helps you with. But then it doesn't have anything to you can actually work on the project without adding any Firebase functionality to it. It cannot be a mere front end project. But then to be able to get the app to Play Store, you sign it with JSigner. So I'm sure in documentation, because you go through it, you come across something called JSigner. So like or JSigner anyhow. So it's JSigner that enables you to sign the app and then you get it to Play Store. You don't need Firebase for any Play Store, whatever. Yeah, I don't know if you.
Hello?
I said I don't know if you understand. Just what I said. Joshua,
Yes, ma'am.
you understand what I said, ba?
Hello?
Okay. Okay. So is there any other question?